Hey there, I am finishing up all my projects from September for you guys. I can't believe it because not only did I get it accomplished because I didn't know if I would or if I would just be doing still shots, but I did all 24 videos with this one. Once I finish, that'll be 24 videos done from the September projects from the 4 classes that I did. So, of course, I'm ending it with Winter Owls. Winter Owls has been one of the favorite cards no matter how I've spun it. Each of the 4 different classes that I did in September, I did a different project with the Winter Owls. So if you see this one and go, oh my, that kind of like catches my eye, you might want to look back this past month and see the other 3 projects. 2 were very similar, just similar design, just swapped out the colors, and one of them used that brightly shining paper that I just used in my prior video, and it looks a little different but with navy themes and such. So the Winter Owls people really loved, so I'm showing you guys another sample with that. So let me get my camera turned around here and get you a better view here of my desktop. All right, so here is the card so you can see it better. I'm going to tell you how I dress up the designer series paper here a little bit. And the stamp set Winter Owls are actually the bundle, comes from page 26 in the mini catalog. And just looking at these fun samples here, it just makes me want to copy them exactly the way they are. I love like the pool party and brown combination, pecan pie to be technical. I love that combination. So I just am a firm believer like encasing things from the catalog, but when I do projects for you guys, I try to give you things that aren't in the catalog cased from that because you guys can do that on your own. But I was going to show you, here we go, even in the back, sometimes I forget to look, but they show all the bundles one more time with a whole different idea there too. So I love the blue and the gray together. I think that's so pretty too. So just don't forget to look in the back of the mini catalog for more ideas and more inspirations, because a lot of times they really change things up with the color combinations. There have been times when maybe I'm not sold on a bundle or a stamp set, or I should say bundle, yeah, because only the bundles are re-shown in the back. I am not always like keen on it when I'm paging through for the first time, but then when I get to the back, I'll be like, well, that's really cool. Where was that? And I'll go back, and they do look so different that you would hardly know it's the same thing. All right. Hey there, Pam. Thanks for joining in. All right. So let me get started here. I'm kind of intrigued with the Stargazing paper, and let me show you what that looks like here. The Stargazing paper is from the annual catalog, and I don't know why, but I was laying in bed one night. You guys often ask, where do you get all your inspiration? Well, one night I was laying in bed, and I'm like, I wonder if that Stargazing paper would have some fun, like star, night sky background choices. Well, maybe not this so much, but this is pretty cool. And then if I wanted some purple tones, the Stargazing paper is great for that. And the back side's almost kind of like neon with that new azure afternoon color kind of coming through there. And then we've got some purples and blues together here, as well as purple stars. And then, yeah, you would go like, okay, I would not pair the Stargazing paper based on this with the bright planets, but this makes a perfect background for my card today. And then we've got more of a purple theme, 12 by 12, and then that bright lemon lime twist color. So this paper has been very popular. People are really enjoying the Stargazing paper from the annual catalog. It did sell out for a while. It's back. So I just took this strip, and yeah, this one is, the backside has these planets. So I think it's one of those things, some of the people at the class, you know, they were working with this paper, and then, you know, you turn it over to put your adhesive on and go, oh, wow, I wasn't expecting that. I think that happened a few times at the class, because a lot of times it tends to look very similar, but you're thinking like, this is pretty soft, subtle, or sometimes it's mistaken for that Christmas paper. And and so you're not expecting planets on the backside from the stargazing set. Hey there, Deb and Barb, thanks for joining in. All right, so for my card base today, I have some Pebbled Path, Pebbled Path. I was like, is this Pebbled Path? Yes. So it's opening this way. And before I attach my 4 by 5 1/4 piece of paper, I thought, oh, it'll be fun. Like, what do I see when I look out my, my backyard window? I see treetops in the night, and I love hearing owls, at night when we get them. And so I thought, well, I'm going to kind of make this faux backdrop of trees. So I'm taking this brush looking stamp from the winter owls, and I'm just going to ink it up, stamp it a couple times so I get the lighter and the darker, and just do that across. I will say probably 9 out of the 10 people that went to the class didn't do this, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool to have these trees showing up. Doesn't that look like the silhouette of what your grove would like as a winter sky? You'd see kind of just the tree, no leaves, but just the tree branches on there, like so. Hi there, Julie. And oh, so thanks, Pam. She's like, love your inspiration. Yeah, you just never know where it's going to come from. So sometimes I have to share it with you when it kind of gets crazy. Hi, Donna and Julie. So the thing is, so I had this great idea to put these branches on here. And the reason why so many of them missed adding this to their card is about 5 minutes after this is stamped, it just kind of blends in with that busy paper. And so if you look hard, you hardly see that I have stamped those same branches on my sample. And then pair that with the card sitting just a few feet away from where you're sitting, probably if you come to one of my classes. So as this dries, you're losing some of the tree branch silhouette, but it is on there and I like it, and you never know, maybe somebody with younger eyes will catch that right away. So sometimes as I'm passing through, I'll be like, hey, don't forget to add that, and they're like, add what? Like they had no idea. So kind of cute, but yes, that happens. So just wanted to point that out, because I do like to stamp every once in a while on my designer series paper, even though the papers are pretty cool themselves on their own. All right, so I'm just going to put that on there. So this is cut 4 by 5 1/4 there. Oh, thanks, Donna. Yeah, there's just something about adding that tree. I thought it added a little something. Okay, so because these are class copies like of what I did, this one from Fairmont, I've already got the supplies pre-cut for some of it. So from the Winter Owls dies, I have this fantastic tree trunk with this open. And what I have done, so I save, here's my Winter Owls, and I've saved all the little pieces. So I've cut at least 50 of these tree trunks out since I got it, at least. And then I cut so many of the tree trunks in the pecan pie color too for different classes. And I saved these mostly because they looked egg-shaped. And I'm like, well, usually like Pebbled Path or pecan pie aren't your traditional egg colors. Who knows? So I'm saving them, but I'm so glad I did, because then what I could do is take and put this inside this, because a lot of my tree trunks on my farm have the openings for different critters. We like it when owls go in, not so much the squirrels or the raccoons especially, but it has a different, color tone too. So having that different color tone to add in there is kind of a nice little combination. Hi there, Carla and Emine. Thanks for joining in. I am going to pop these up. So I'm just going to put a couple dimensionals here on the tree trunk like so. And going to go right here. And then I'm going to take and flip over my inset here with the pecan pie, put a couple dimensionals on there, so that is popped up as well, and then that fits right in there like so, for a little two-tone look. All right, okay, and what do I want want to do next? Okay, I'm going to do some stamping next. Okay, so we want to get the owl, the warm wishes, and the moon there. So what I'm going to do is grab some basic white cardstock here and ink up my owl in the Memento Black. And I'm just going to put that here like so. Such a pretty owl. And then as long as I have my black open, I'm going to use the Warm Wishes from the Winter Owls stamp set there. And then I'm going to pull out some gray granite ink here and ink up my moon. And that's just going to be a circle there as well. Okay, so I've got all of that. And then I can bring over my cut and emboss machine. I was surprised when I did my classes. Like, I feel like I use my cut and emboss machine a lot, and I was kind of surprised how many cards we could do without using them. I did do, you know, a lot of cutting and embossing ahead of time, I will say, but still, like a lot of these, like the owl and the moon, I'm not going to die cut them and then stamp on top of that. So, so that's kind of interesting. Okay, here's my owl from my Winter Owls dies. Okay, and line that up. I'm still using my magnetic pad here. I'm going to slide the circle right on the moon. Might have to scoot it a little because we all know sometimes magnetic pad doesn't want to keep things where they are. Okay, we've got that. Might as well squeeze this on too. And so the Stylish Shapes dies, which I use a ton, I think this banner and Warm Wishes was used with my owl card on every card that I did. So this was used 4 different times. Although my owl card looked different at every class, the Warm Wishes was just like a perfect sentiment for so many of the projects. Okay. So with the Stylish Shape dies, we've got that banner with the nice edges there. And then we've got now with the Winter Owls, we've got the owl and the moon there. And I'm going to add a little bit of color here to my owl. And Pam is watching. Pam's my color analysis. Just kidding. Let me get a little bit closer. Pam loves my coloring lessons. Hi there, Jody. And so it's always kind of fun to just offer a little bit. I feel like I haven't colored for a while for you guys either. So I've got Pecan Pie here, Stampin' Blends. I have the darker color, and I'm just going to kind of color in. I call it the Widow's Peak. I have a son with a Widow's Peak, or he used to until he shaved his head. I can't believe I have sons old enough to do that. So now you don't see it as much. All right, and then I'm just going to keep going kind of with the darker Pecan Pie up the wing a little bit here. And then the tail feathers, I'm just going to add dark Pecan Pie on the tips here of both layers of that, like so. And then I'm going to come back with the light Pecan Pie and make sure I got my bullet tip. That's my preferred tip to color with. And I'm just going to add some light to the top of there, and then add some light Pecan Pie. It's kind of like I'm not coloring within lines when I get to the edge, but I'm just kind of following where the artist has their little stippled elements on there. So that's good for the Pecan Pie. And then I'm going to come back with Smoky Slate. And I'm just going to go over the rest of these wingtips here, kind of actually blending on top of the Pecan Pie a little bit, like so, and then just kind of dotting up there, and then going over this too, blending back and forth with that, and then just doing a little bit there with the dark Smoky Slate, which then I'll bring out my light Smoky Slate. And I'm just going to finish these little wingtip tops and then kind of go over this area that has those little sketch marks in here. Then I'm going to make the owl look like it's turned a little bit more defined and give it a neck there just by making one mark with the Smoky Slate. So leaving a lot of it white, but yet giving some color to it. Hi there, Diane. And yes, and so Pam says, yes, she loves a coloring lesson. And I think we can all agree sometimes it's the grandkids that come out and just like shine and do their part and make projects look a lot better. or very good, put it that way. All right, so I've got these pieces ready to go. And so now, since the tree trunk and that insert are popped up, I'm going to leave my owl flat so it doesn't get too thick and bulky for mailing. So I'm just going to put some seal adhesive on here and just kind of tuck that right onto that tree like so. And my moon I do want popped up, and a dimensional fits on the back side of that perfectly. Put that excuse me, in my night sky. Now my warm wishes, I'm going to do that trick where I want it to be even, so I'm going to not need a pop up here, but I'm going to need some on that side. So let me just grab a strip from the edge of my dimensionals. Don't we love these strips from the edge of the dimensionals? I do, I do. Okay, so did I put on the right side? Yeah. I've done that several times where I put it on one side and then realize it's the wrong side that I want popped up. All right, so I've got that. And this color is gray granite, and this is the pebbled pass, so it does have a little bit of a color difference there in a nice way. So I'm using different kinds of gray that sometimes, depending on what I'm doing, I feel like it could clash, but I'm really liking the color combination of how it's coming together for that. Now for embellishments, you know me, I love my embellishments. These are the Tinsel Gems 3-pack. A lot of you ordered last week from me for free shipping, so you would have received these, a package of these in your order from me, or it's coming. I have my second shipment of these coming on Tuesday, so I can get those of you that haven't received yours. You'll be getting those once I get my shipment back in. These are fantastic. I love like just the light blue that's going to coordinate with so many of our blues. So I'm just going to put 3 of those on to give it a little shimmer and shine and kind of take over that like open space there. And then for the inside of the card, with this being warm wishes, it could be thinking of you, birthday and such. So I didn't want to go too over the top with narrowing down your choices of how you use the card. So let me just get some scratch paper here, and then I'm going to pull back over my Memento black ink pad, and I'll ink up this brush type looking stamp. I'll ink it up, and then without re-inking, stamp it 2 more times. And so that gives it kind of a fun black and gray look, which are the colors that I've been working with quite a bit. So that's ready to go, and let's put some adhesive on that. And this is measuring 4 inches by 5 1/4. So we got that like so. And then we've got kind of that follow through for those that can see the brush on my night sky on the paper, and then it's following through there too. Alrighty, so that wraps up card project number 6 out of 6 for my Fairmont class. For those of you keeping track, oops, sorry, my telescoping was kind of stuck together. All right, so next week I'm taking off from videos unless things go so well. I have time to give you a sneak peek of what I'm doing for November classes. I cannot believe how fast November's coming, especially with the weather being so nice here. Sometimes it just seems like November seems like it should be cold, and it's not yet. That can change by the time it gets here, definitely. But next week I'm going to hit my studio here really hard with getting some great ideas for my projects coming up. I have, like I said, at least 7 to 8 classes in November. So you'll be seeing lots of different things that I have planned, either live in person. If you want more information on those classes, please let me know. I know so many of you have signed up already for my different locations, and I appreciate you signing up sooner than later so I have an idea of how to prep for those as well. So take care, and I'll see you when I see you next time. Bye-bye.